In the early days of a business, the quoting process for your sales team is often time-intensive but manageable. However, as your business grows, your team will suddenly need to create and track an increasingly unmanageable number of quotes and opportunities. If your quoting process isn't something you've looked at closely in a while, or if it's currently a sore spot in your sales process, there's a simpler, more streamlined way to handle this. Today, I'll show you exactly how easy it is for our team at Cobalt to send fast and accurate quotes with Microsoft Dynamics 365 Sales. If it takes your team 30 minutes to cross-reference a product catalog to find pricing information, another 15 minutes to look at a different database to double-check if a customer gets special pricing, and then another 15 minutes to enter in that information into a Word template and send it out to the customer, that's a whole hour just to create one single quote. And there's so much room in that process for a very costly human error. Dynamics 365 Sales makes sending out a quote incredibly fast and easy. No typos, no mistakes. Even better, D365 Sales enables sales teams to track quotes within the system for faster follow-up. The quotes it generates are accessible to any system user with the correct permissions. So your organization doesn't have to worry about this critical information being siloed in inboxes. Finally, management will be empowered to report on quotes and opportunities with just a couple clicks. Before we dive in, let's talk about how D365 Sales defines this typical sales cycle. Dynamics 365 Sales was designed with the idea that a lead turns into an opportunity when an actual deal is in progress. Then that opportunity has quotes associated with it, and finally, one of those quotes is turned into a completed order. However, the great thing about D365 Sales is that you can modify this process to fit your needs. If it makes more sense for your organization to start this process at the opportunity stage, that's totally fine. If you only want to use leads and opportunities, no problem. We've been working with D365 forever and it is extremely configurable. Shaping the technology to work for your specific business and sales processes is one of the places Cobalt's partners rely on our expertise the most. Let's walk through how easy it is to create, manage, and report on quotes in D365 Sales now. Let's quickly orient ourselves. We are currently looking at a lead record in D365 Sales. We have populated all of the known, relevant information that we've gathered about this lead over the last couple of weeks. D365 Sales has an entire suite of lead and opportunity management tools, but we'll skip over those for now so we can concentrate on the quoting functionality in the system. Let's say we work in a space where we have a finite number of potential customers, and we often have multiple deals with those customers. If your organization wants to report on leads open for a singular account, you should require a parent account for each lead, as we've done here. Otherwise, the company will be converted to an account record once you've qualified this lead. Let's assume this lead is now ready to move forward. I'll go ahead and qualify this lead to indicate there is now a deal in progress. Now that this lead has been converted to an opportunity, you can see we are now in the considering phase of this opportunity. We've moved one step closer to closing this deal, and we need to send a quote over to this opportunity. However, this is a huge account and we do a lot of business with them, so they get a discount on our products and services. So before we add the products and services this account is interested in purchasing, let's take a look at how Dynamics 365 Sales manages different products and various pricing tiers for different customers. Your finance or administrative team can easily create or update products in the D365 Sales product catalog, which your sales team can then add to quotes and orders. Centralizing product information in one location ensures your sales team is being consistent across all opportunities. It also makes reporting so much easier. Sales team members aren't writing in the name of the product, calling the same product different things, making typos, etc. When setting up a product in D365, you can create and define different pricing structures for different groups of people through price list items. If your enterprise customers should pay $500 for this item, but your small to medium-sized customers should pay $700 for this item, you can create different price lists for a single product to define those pricing structures. Then, when an opportunity for an enterprise or small to medium-sized business is created and the sales team begins to add products, those products will be priced based on the pricing tier for that account. You can see here we've set up this account's price list to be enterprise. Now, whenever someone creates a quote and then a subsequent order for this account, it will automatically set the price list to enterprise, as you can see here. Now, let me show you how to add products to this opportunity so we can send out the quote. Right now, we are looking at a list of all products that we can add to this opportunity. Again, all the prices listed here are for enterprise account pricing. If I wanted to change these prices to use SMB pricing, instead, I could just change the price list on the opportunity. Or if an account's price list is getting updated and you want that change to cascade to future opportunities, you can change it on the account instead. I can enter in the quantity if needed and add a product with just a single click. However, let's say we are running a promotion and I need to override the default price for an item. I can easily toggle the price overridden and change the price per unit right on this screen. Once I click Add, the product will be added to this opportunity. I'll go ahead and finish adding all the products the customer has requested here. The estimated revenue on the opportunity has been automatically updated to reflect the products I've added. This is super helpful from a forecasting standpoint. Management will always know exactly how much money is in the pipeline. Once you've added the products to the opportunity, you can add any additional discounts or freight charges here. Now that the pricing is finalized, I can go ahead and create our quote. Let's switch over to the Quote tab here and click New Quote. You can see a quote has been created and all the products, pricing, etc. that I added to the opportunity are automatically populated here. I can make any last-minute changes that I need to make and then activate the quote. Once I activate the quote, it will become read-only, but I'll tell you more about revising quotes in a second. Now it's time to send out this quote to the customer. When I click Export to PDF, I will be presented with a couple of different templates I can use. These templates will automatically populate with the relevant information from the quote record in Dynamics 365. No more spending hours copying and pasting into a Word document, then having to tweak the font, the margins, etc. Your sales team will thank you, trust me. A manager or admin can add and update these templates at any time. No developer needed. In this scenario, we have a couple of different templates we can roll out depending on the branding we want to use. This is especially helpful if you have multiple brands, but you want to keep all the data in one place. Once I select a template, I can download the quote, email it out, or save it to SharePoint. Let's go ahead and email it out to our prospect right within the system. Dynamics 365 Sales has created an email with a quote attached and the customer pre-populated. To make this even faster, I can insert an email template to the body of the email and update it as needed. Once I send out the email, you'll see it populate on the timeline right here, along with all the other interactions we've had with this customer. The timeline will give your sales team a 360-degree view of this deal and all the context behind it. This can be especially helpful if your sales cycle is on the longer side. You won't have to dig through emails from over a year ago. They're all tracked right here. Let's say the customer changes their mind and they want to remove one of the products on the quote. Your sales team can update a quote by clicking Revise. Revising a quote will create a new quote identical to the old one, but with a revision ID. This makes it easy to track all the changes to quotes. We can remove the product and then activate the quote and send it out again. You can find all of the quotes under the opportunity for reference. The sales team can also view all quotes by navigating to the quotes area here. We can slice and dice the views to make it even easier for the team to stay organized. Right now, I'm seeing all active quotes created by me. I can change the view to see all quotes that still need to be sent out and all quotes that need a follow-up. These views are dynamically updated in real time, so your team will always know exactly where their deals stand at all times. I'll fast forward a bit and pretend this customer wants to close the deal. All I need to do is click Create Order and multiple automations will kick off. Number 1, D365 will create an order with the same products and pricing. Number 2, the quote will be marked as 1 with a win date of today. Number 3, the opportunity will be closed and marked as 1. Number 4, the opportunity will track the actual revenue from the products on this quote. The one opportunity will now appear in the one opportunities view, along with the actual revenue earned from this opportunity and the actual close date. With just a few clicks, we were able to add products to an opportunity, create a quote and send it out to the potential customer, revise the quote, and create the order for the one opportunity. Dynamics 365 Sales streamlines and automates the quoting process from start to finish. Dynamics 365 Sales makes reporting on the quote process easier for sales managers too. Before we wrap up today, I want to point out those capabilities. Dynamics 365 Sales comes pre-built with a variety of views, charts, and dashboards to make tracking and reporting on opportunities incredibly easy. You can see here I have a pipeline view of all open opportunities, along with a bar chart that shows my top open opportunities and top closed opportunities for this fiscal year. It's easy for me to drill into these charts to see the records that make up the total numbers. These charts and dashboards are completely configurable, so sales teams can update these as needed to fit their own processes and preferences. Your sales team will love how easy reporting is inside Dynamics 365 Sales. Let's say it's the end of the year and I want to report on our most popular products. I've created a view of all quote products where the quote itself has been marked as 1, hence showing us all the products we've sold. I can export this to Excel, but I can also use a pre-created Excel template, complete with formulas, charts, etc. Let's see what this looks like. When I download this data as an Excel template, you can see my first page shows me all of the quote products from one opportunities, but as I move to the next tab, I have a visual representation of all the best-selling products by quantity. Finally, if I move over one more tab, I have the best-selling products by total revenue. I can set up an Excel template once, and then whenever I click download, it will populate my formulas and charts with the most up-to-date data. We have seen a lot of painful quoting processes over the years. It's often one of the first things the teams we work with need help straightening out. And we know firsthand how Dynamics 365 Sales can streamline and automate a lot of the manual tasks that add hours and frustration to your workday. I want to show you exactly how Dynamics 365 Sales can transform the quoting and reporting process for your team. Click the link below to read more about what we typically cover in a product showcase for people exploring sales support software options. And as always, thanks for watching and sharing. Hit subscribe to get an alert when my next video is live.